So, 90% of the gigs that I do are principal clarinet, or E-flat clarinet, a little bit of bass clarinet, in large halls that are very dead, and I really need a lot of projection. And I go back to Daniel Bonad saying, don't sound good to the second clarinetist. He's after your job anyway, because really fine clarinet sound from a distance doesn't necessarily sound good up close. And I want to be heard to the audience without giving myself an aneurysm. So there's for practical means, I look for something that projects, gives me efficiency, and that's where that high tone position gives me so much economy. So when I play saxophone gigs, I want to keep that, and that's where I think clarinet players and links have an interesting synergy. The bigger chamber of a link allows very fast air and a lot of air, whereas a lot of, especially tenor mouthpieces with step baffles, kind of force your air to move slower, warmer, more awe tongue position. If I do that a lot, that totally messes up my clarinet chops, and then I worry about my next concert. So how do links achieve focus? Well, a lot of it is the baffle and the facing curve. I've played a lot of slants. I used to play, the best one I played was a slant 8, no USA. Fat blank, with a Blue Box 3, and it was an amazing, unbelievable mouthpiece. But I wanted something that I could play more contemporary gigs in as well. Kind of just a working man's tenor mouthpiece. And that's what's led me to the Florida Supertone Masters. I played a bunch of USA Floridas. I haven't liked the facings on them as much. I used to have a double ring 6-star. It was pretty good, but I couldn't really push it and have the compression of air that I could with clarinet. Well, this is a no USA period 6, but it measures closer to a 7. So this is a Kyleworth S690. I find it better for my clarinet air as well. A lot of times I play a Mark 6 and my air gets weaker. I play an SBA tenor and my air gets weaker. Earlier Sommers are really good. But the other beautiful thing of this S690 is I can play this in orchestra in the rare instance that I get either a classical tenor solo or like a big band orchestra moment. And the tuning on this is just impeccable with that high tongue position. And I learned that Kyleworth's relationship with Herbert Cuff, who was principal clarinet of the Detroit Symphony. So the other really great thing about this mouthpiece is lots of tenor mouthpieces go super open. And that's another thing I was experiencing with that 8 no USA is my mouth would be super open. This one, my mouth is just kind of just there. I'm not stressing out my jaw muscles. I'm not really doing too much with my mouth. It's just neutral for me. I'm not changing much of anything versus what I normally do. And I can still get a nice, this mouthpiece would be more clear up close on a 6. But again, I'm more concerned about distance. And this is great for like a rock gig, but also great for like a musical gig. So that's just kind of like hanging out. That's like pulling out of the driveway. Is just I can kind of get a Stan Getz thing there. I push it a little bit more. And it's got a really nice incisive thing, especially in the palm keys, even on this Kyleworth. But then I push it a little bit more and it really gets this super fat kind of Berg Larson thing going on. It's got so much range. I can almost do, if it wasn't for the subtone, I could almost play, you know. I could almost do classical work on it, and definitely like pseudo classical work, like musical work. Nice subtone all the way down. And that's my clarinet embouchure, clarinet high tone position. The response on it is really the best thing. It just responds so quickly. Super flexible piece, and it just doesn't stress you out. You can get whatever kind of sound you want on it, and if you match it with the right horn, I really think it'll get that more characteristic kind of Bob Malik or Bob Mintzer kind of sound instead of that kind of Steve Marcus, Stan Getz thing that I've got right now.